Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series number 137, the Target exclusive Tiger Force, Wreckage, and Tiger Paw. This is the figure and ATV combo. This is not the first release of this vehicle, as we did get the number 119 Cobra Ferret Scout and Cobra Ferret ATV here. This was exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. I've had it for a while. I don't even think I ever took pictures of the packages and posted it or anything like that. So I haven't opened it, but I will open it so we can show you guys the comparison between the two. So the Tiger Paw, the Wreckage and Tiger Paw have been difficult to find. I would say my pre-order, and I don't even remember pre-ordering because I think at the time I was like, you know, I think I'm done with G.I. Joe Classified Series, but I've kind of been reinvigorated to collect them, and I've kind of got all my figures stored away. I took them all out of the boxes and put them into plastic little boxes so I can easily access each figure. I can't display them because I don't have the space, but I have them. I can easily get to them and find them easily, so I'm back at it and kind of renewed collecting and interest in the G.I. Joe Classified Series line. But I had pre-ordered this anyway, and it was a good thing I had kind of forgotten about it, and I'd seen this in store one time, street date, I couldn't buy it anyway, and then the release date hits, and it, like, you can't find it anywhere. And I wasn't too concerned about it, and then, like, I went to Target on that day that the street date lifted because, you know, there were other figures that were releasing at the same time. My buddy got one of these. I'm like, I think I'm okay. My pre-order ended up getting delayed, this and that. And then finally ended up shipping out. And I know it's been difficult to find because it's, you know, people bought them and they want to, you know, army build them, I guess. And you know, they haven't been able to find them. So luckily my pre-order came through. Looking at the back of the package, we see here we have the Tiger Paw, and then we got Wreckage there. And then we got some accessories to go along with it. So I'm going to open it up for the first time. I'm pretty excited. We'll see what it's all about. And then I'm going to open up the Ferret Scout and Ferret ATV, the Cobra. And check that one out. I love the color scheme on that. The Tiger Force I don't care for, and I don't think Tiger Force has been all that popular. But, you know, let's check it out. Here we go. Okay, so here we have Wreckage and the Tiger Paw ATV out of the package. I did not assemble this one, so I can kind of go through step by step on how to do that. I did, however, open up the ATV, the Cobra Ferret and Scout, and this thing is awesome. Like, I don't know why I didn't open it up before. Like, this thing is so cool. I will tell you, the Ferret Scout and ATV are way better than Tiger Paw and Wreckage, because Wreckage is cool looking. Sure, he's got a, you know, funky color. It's the Tiger Force, I think, you know, theme and kind of the designs there that kind of throw me off. I like the blue and the gray of the Scout and the ATV, the Ferret ATV. Just looks really good in my opinion. The dark blue and black and everything like that. So this is really, really, really nice. I will do comparison a little bit later on in the video. But in this particular video, I'm going to put together the Tiger Paw, so you guys can see step by step and avoid the mistakes that I made with the Ferret. Because I put the wheels on wrong. The wheels need to go on a certain way because the tread pattern needs to go a certain way. The good thing is we have an instruction booklet that talks about that. I highly recommend looking at it because I chose not to, and little did I know that I would have to pull off the wheels, which are a super pain in the ass once you put them on, to try and take those off. So let's go ahead and go through how to put together the Tiger Paw. So we start with the instruction booklet. As you can see here, you look at the tread pattern. So like when you put the wheels on, you should look at like the V style, right? And not this way to where it's not going, because that would not make sense, right? So the tread needs to be able to grip as it goes. So that's why you got to make sure that, you know, these ones go on the side that way, and then that way. So that's how the wheels, that's how I'm going to put them on there. And then you get like the winch, you get a rack piece here. The rack piece is already on there, so I don't know why it's showing that in the instruction booklet, because that's already on there. And then we get the big gun, and then the rockets on the sides, and then you get the helmet for Wreckage. So let's go ahead and go through this. So as you can see, I have the wheels already kind of set in place for how we are going to do that. So let's get well, I'm going to throw it all off. So let's go ahead and get the Tiger Paw ATV, and look at the mount. Like, it's just a funky design. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a real big fan of the design. I don't like the tiger theme design to it. We get a lot of paint in the design and things like that, but then the motor doesn't get painted, whereas on the Cobra Ferret we get some nice silver color in for the motor. I'm just not a big fan of the design, if I'm being honest. So let's go back through the tread pattern. Let's double check how we were supposed to have it. So yes, it is the V pattern. So the wheels just lock into place. You just snap them in, and then you're good to go. You can pull them off, but it is a major pain in the ass to do that. So we got the V pattern again. I'll grab that one, put that there. V pattern again. There we go. And then the last one, V pattern there. So now we have the Tiger Paw ATV. The wheels are a nice rubber, so that is pretty good. I'm sure you can work your way off of the rims. That's not something that I'm going to do, but that looks pretty good. There, we get these front guns there that kind of swivel around, so we have that there. But we're going to put the winch together, and the winch kind of has two different pieces to it. So you have this piece here, so I think we're going to go, whereas this one, you're going to slip this through. If I can get it, we're going to put this through. Or apparently we're not going to get that through. Maybe it's not. Maybe, no, it should be like this. And of course, it doesn't want to. Okay, we'll get back to that. So we got the handlebars. We're going to put that. It's got the peg hole right there. We're just going to drop that handlebar in there like so. Does not actually turn the wheels, by the way. It does not turn the wheels. We get the big gun here. We get this clip piece. This clip piece, you're going to put this on in here, and you can either do this before or after. It's kind of up to you on your preference. It's a very tight fit in there, and then you're going to clip it onto one of these bars here. So we're just going to clip that down, and then boom. So then you can kind of adjust the height in which you were going to aim, and then you could swivel it side to side, which is good. Then you got these pieces that are going to go along the sides here. You just kind of peg them in on both sides there, and then you get the rockets, and those peg in like so. This is the exact same as the Cobra Ferret. Like same colors on the rockets and everything like that. The gun though does get a little bit of color, whereas on the Ferret it's all red. We actually get some red and black on this gun here. So that is one little change that they made. So let's port this back on there. And then I'm going to have to double check the winch and see what I'm doing wrong, because I don't want to take up a crazy amount of time on video showing how I'm doing something wrong. So let's get right back to it. Okay, yes, I was doing it wrong. So here it's these ones that actually go through there. So like so, you piece that together, and then you just, the four different spots are just going to port right on into the front of the Tiger Paw. So you just kind of push it in till it can't go in anymore, and then bam, we have our completed Tiger Paw. So there we go. That looks pretty good. Again, I'm not a big fan of the design. I mean, you got the open mouth and the tiger eye and the tiger stripes on the side. But yeah, just really not that big a fan. But there we go. So let's go ahead and check out Wreckage now. Okay, so here we have a closer look at Wreckage there. Wreckage has a helmet. I feel like this helmet is similar to one that we got before, and it might be because of the color designs and everything like that. I'm trying to think if it's the same one that came with Grunt, although I thought that was a separate head and maybe not a helmet. Or maybe with Breaker, with the Ram. I'm just not certain on there, but that is the helmet there. As you can see, it just fits over the head and fits on there nicely, and it looks realistic in terms of scale and size-wise. That looks pretty good, but we get some looks on there. I'm not sure exactly what the tally marks are supposed to be for, if that's a body count, 5, 6, 7. I'm not really sure. Here we have the helmet off, and you could see Wreckage there. Nice little pattern on the front there. He's just all kind of black and brownish beige on there. He comes with a few different accessories. So he's got a knife that he can store right there on his right forearm. A little bit of orange on there. The blade looks good. Nice silver color for the blade. The hilt of the knife is just this brown color. He's got a side arm here, so it's just kind of that brown plastic color that we see there. And it has a peg on there, so if you want to put like the silencer or suppressor on there, you could, which does come on the rifle that you can store on his backpack. So let me pull that off. We get this rifle here. You have the silencer suppressor, which could be used here, although it doesn't fit. It's a little loose compared, and it's not completely straight, but that's something that you could do if you wanted to. So you have that option when it comes to this rifle here. You have the removable magazine, so you can place that back in there. But there is the rifle. We get this communicator device, I think is what it is, right here. No, you know what, this is, I would say, detonator, not communicator device, duh. So I would call that the detonator. Fits nicely in his hand because he's got a couple of landmines, which also store onto the backpack. So we got 2 of these right here. It's just got this nice like metallic teal-ish color. It's not quite silver. It's got a little blue hue to it. And they peg onto the sides of the backpack, so that is pretty cool. And then he's also got, the backpack itself. So you can see here, we've got a couple of grenades in there. It's got this little meter there. So you can store pretty much everything on there, which is definitely a nice touch. So again, those landmines, just peg right onto the side. So you could just kind of put them on and off as you see fit. And then he has the detonator, so he can set that off. Looking at the rest of the figure in his design, he's got all kinds of arsenal. He's got grenades up there. I don't know if these are like smoke grenades there or what those are. The knee pads are a little bit shiny on there. And then same with the elbow pads. But yeah, the Tiger Force designs with all the stripes, I'm not the biggest fan of. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of them? Okay, so there we have Wreckage on the Tiger Paw, and that looks really good. I think the theme works for itself, but I'm just not the biggest fan. So when we add in the Cobra ferret, I think you're just going to see that the ferret is just so much cooler looking in terms of the design and color and everything like that. That's just my opinion. I mean, the G.I. Joes are the good guys. The Cobras, they're the bad guys. So just kind of one of those things. Bad guys get more love when it comes to some of the designs, in my opinion, because it just looks so much better. And I feel like with the female figure, sits on there a little bit better in terms of the handlebars. So she could see, like, that looks about right when reaching for the handlebars and controlling it. Like here, I don't know. It's hard to get him to really sit. Like, the way his knees are bent, I almost kind of don't have him sitting. Yeah, he's not even actually sitting on the seat. It's not like you can get the thighs to go up much more than that because he's got the harnesses, the straps around there and everything like that. So I feel like the female body sits better on the ATV. Not that a male figure can't, just doesn't sit as nicely. But like, I mean, you really have to notice that he's not sitting like flush onto the seat or anything like that. But again, you can do it. I like the biker style helmet that the Cobra Scout comes with, and that's just a rubber piece, so it's not even like a separate head sculpt, which they could have just as easily have done, but it actually fits over there and actually looks nice. So I like the biker style helmet versus the fully enclosed helmet design that that Wreckage comes with. So just a little bit of a difference there, and not sure what the preference is, but I really like the biker style helmet. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the two? Do you like the Tiger Paw or do you like the Cobra Ferret more? I'm going with the Ferret for sure, but the Tiger Paw is, a nice little addition on there. I just realized this has a tilt feature, so I see the metal pin in there. So it's got a tilt feature, it could swivel there. The missiles, obviously don't do anything. You just kind of have to use your imagination on them being fired off there. The big gun there, again, can, point up and down. You could swivel around as needed, and you can switch it to the other side if you wanted to do that too. So there we have it between the two. That is pretty cool. Another difference is in the gauges on there. You can see it's got yellow and black, and then on the Tiger Paw, it's got like a nice like silverish blue and black in there. And that's pretty cool. And there's a couple of different designs like on the wheels, right? So PNR 23, same wheels, but this one says Cobra ATV, whereas this one just says ATV on the Tiger Paw. We get the no step right there on the Cobra Ferret. We do not get that here on the Tiger Paw. And then there is a missile launch information on the Cobra Ferret where it says, missile launch information before operating this vehicle's advanced weapon systems. Be sure to pledge loyalty to Cobra. Refer to HUD display for launching instructions. We do not get that on the Tiger Paw. Over here on the Ferret, it says secure cover. Here it just says the G.I. Joe logo, and that's kind of under the rack in there. Looking at the back, both got red lights, both have the exhaust pipes, and you can see the shocks in there. And that's pretty good. So, you know, it's not just kind of there. So depending on, you know, the terrain and everything, you can have a wheel kind of higher and kind of moved around. So that is a pretty nice touch that we get on there. And then here on this other side, we get the same thing, the no step, but this one has an American flag, and then it says Tiger Force in there, as you can see there. But other than that, again, essentially the same thing, but, you know, the Ferret has the silver motor. There was no paint on this one because there's so much paint in the design of the ATV itself. So there we go. We have the two. You guys let me know down in the comments below, which one do you like more? Again, I'm going with the Cobra Ferret. Okay, so let's go over the articulation for Wreckage. He can only look up so much with the head on the dumbbell joint the way it is. We get two separate pieces for the neck, which allows for a little bit of pivot and things like that. Full swivel on there. Looking down, he can only look down so much as well, unfortunately. The arm, you can get the arm to go straight on out. Full rotation in there. You have a butterfly joint, which doesn't really do a whole lot. So barely anything back. You're not going to get any crossbody out of it at all. Upper bicep swivel, you get a double jointed elbow like so. That works well. Wrist swivel, and we have the standard horizontal hinge on the left trigger finger hand. The right trigger finger hand does have the vertical hinge, which is better for wielding the knives and technically the guns too, actually. We have an ab crunch, so Wreckage can only crunch forward that much, not a whole lot. He can go back a little bit of ways in there. You get a swivel at that waist and a ball joint, but it doesn't really allow for much tilt. So very little tilt with that ball joint. So just a heads up on that. Legs go out that far apart. You do have the drop down hips in there that don't want to, I feel like they don't want to drop down much. So very little drop down hips on there, but you do have it. You got the upper thigh cut in there, double jointed pinless knee, gives you that much bend there. These knees are pretty stiff, so be careful with them. Boot swivel there, foot hinges down quite a bit. You get some hinge up, ankle pivot, pegals at the bottom of the feet. So there we have it with Wreckage. He's just an okay figure. The ATV is cool, but man, if you have a chance to get one or the other, get the Cobra Ferret for sure. Okay, short and sweet. I know it's probably not the most detailed review, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it just so I can kind of have it out and really look at the differences between the two. And again, I just cannot get Wreckage to really sit down nicely on the ATV, unfortunately. So the Ferret is the big winner in my opinion, which was difficult to get because it sold out on Pulse. So if you missed out on it, you know, it never came up again. Hopefully somewhere down the road, it'll become available again for restocks or reissue or whatever the case may be. For now, I know this is people's opportunity to be able to get the ATV. It's just that, again, you know, Wreckage can't really sit, and then you got the funky design of the Tiger Force, but this one seems to be difficult to get as well. So I'll have a link in the video description below to the Target listing. It's currently sold out, not available for shipping. Hopefully, maybe you'll find a store that may have it in stock. Mine was a pre-order that I did eventually get after a couple of delays, but I got it, and it's okay. I really like the Cobra Ferret more, but, you know, if this is what you can get, sure, it's a good one. You know, I don't feel like I wasted my money, but it's just not as good as the Cobra Ferret. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the Tiger Paw ATV? What do you think of Wreckage? And then how do you think it compares to the Cobra Ferret in your opinion? Let me know if you were able to get it. If you haven't been able to get it, you missed out on it in pre-order, can't get it in stores, let me know all of that down in the comments below. If you guys liked the video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.